BoardGameSwede, and we're playing Eldritch Horror. So this is turn 2, and well, everything started out pretty good last time, and then it just spun out of control. We had more monsters. We had the TikTok Min Epic monster here that we have to defeat, not lose all the clues on the board and all the clues that we own. And we spawned a gate here in the Amazons with a Child of the Goat, which also might advance Doom, which is no good when we're fighting Azathoth. So we will start off by trying to do something about all this. So we will have Mark actually move to space 16, and when he's there he will get a train ticket. So that's his 2 actions. Then it's Patrice. She will move to Tokyo, try to close that gate. And she will use this banishment spell as her next action. So it says test lore +2. If you pass, discard 1 monster on the nearest space containing a gate. Okay, on the nearest space, so that's actually the space she's on, so maybe that won't work. Because it has no monsters. So I guess that won't work this turn. So that's a pity. But then I guess she will... yeah, well... she will... she will get, or no, she will try influence to try to buy something. So she has 2 influence. We will roll these 2 here, and we got 1 success, which is not good enough to buy anything actually. So I think we'll get a bank loan so she can buy maybe the Spirit Dagger. Let's see, what does the Spirit... So the Spirit Dagger gains 1 will and 2 strength during combat encounters. What does the Eldritch sign do? You may reroll 1 die when resolving a will test during a combat encounter, and you reduce the horror of monsters you encounter by 1 to a minimum of 1. Well, first off, let's get that bank loan. Might be stupid, but who knows. Okay, here we go. We got a depth condition, which triggers when the reckoning effect happens, and you can test influence, and if you pass you may discard this card. So now we got 3 points to shop with. So she will buy this Spirit Dagger. And that's all she can do. So we will fill up the reserve. We got the Carbon Rifle. Great. Costs 3, but once per round you may gain 5 + 5 strength during a combat encounter. That's pretty good. Then we have Akashi. So what can she do? Maybe she will move towards the Amazon. Try to deal with that Child of the Goat thing. She doesn't have much strength, but yeah, it only has a toughness of 1. So she will move to Buenos Aires, and then she will gain a focus, I think. Yep, so that's the focus. Then we have Norman Withers. Not really sure what to do with him. I guess we can try his spell first. Or, he will gain 1 focus first, and then he will try his spell. So lore -1. So now he has 4 lore, so this is 3 dice. And no success, so I think we will use this focus right away. Try to reroll 1 die. Hopefully get at least 1 success. And we did not succeed, so that was pretty wasteful. So what happens now? So we don't get to do the good effects. Okay, the gateway to the mind is a 2-way portal, and your memories begin to scatter. Discard this card unless you gain an amnesia condition. So I will actually keep the spell. I will find an amnesia condition. Okay, here we go. 1 amnesia condition. So when you perform a rest action, you may roll 1 die on a 5 or 6, discard this card. And if the reckoning happens, you have to test will, and if you fail, you flip this card. So that was no good turn for Norman. Now we have encounters. So we have Mark first in a generic city. So let's see what happens to him. The syndicate is engaged in a gang war with local thugs and is under intense legal scrutiny. You try to trade your political clout for assistance. Test influence. Okay. He only has 2 influence, so 2 dice. But we got a success. So if you pass, gain 1 service asset from the reserve or 1 random service asset from the deck. So there aren't any service assets in the reserve, so we will take the first one we'll see. Okay, nope. Okay, here we go. We got the wireless report. When you gain this clue or this card, immediately give any number of clues to another investigator on any space, then discard this card. So that was wasteful because we don't have any, and there's nothing we can do about that. That's a shame. No good. And then we have Patrice. She will try to close that gate. So she ends up in Plateau of Leng. Okay. Something on the horizon attracts your attention. Before you can identify it, a blinding snowstorm picks up. Through the snow, you are no longer sure of the direction you're going. Resolve the pass effect to press forward, or resolve the fail effect to turn back. And I think we will press forward. So, pushing through the storm, you see a mountain ahead of you and Leng disappearing behind you. You attempt to climb the steep slope, strength -1. Okay, so 1 die. And we got 1, so we failed. Let's see what happens. Blah 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 blah. Nothing really happens. When you pass or not, move to the Himalayas. So she ends up here. Basically, nothing else happens. But we didn't close the gate, which is bad. Okay, so now we have Akashi, and she's in Buenos Aires. We will draw a Buenos Aires encounter. You are horrified to find several blasphemous sculptures on display at the university. Test will -1. So she has 4 will, so that will be 3 dice. Oops. 3. We will see what happens. We have 1 or 2 successes actually. So if you pass, the sculptor approaches you, gain the Henry Wilcox unique asset. Okay, so we'll take the unique asset deck here. we will find Mr. Henry Wilcox. Okay, see where he is. Yeah, here he is. I found him finally. So let's see what he does. You and any other investigators on your space roll 1 additional die when resolving tests during Otherworld encounters. After resolving an Otherworld encounter, if you did not close the gate, gain 1 clue. So that's great, actually. So now we gain clues no matter what. And then we have Norman Withers still in London. See if we can spawn any clues this time. Okay. You pursue The Scoop, a tabloid paper that specializes in strange and lurid stories. Test observation -1, so he has 3, so he will roll 2 dice. And 2 successes, hooray! If you pass, gain 1 clue as you find a vital bit of information. No clues spawned, but at least we got a clue. Better than nothing, I guess. We can't have that one. And we got this one, which... So that was the second turn of encounters. Let's go to the mythos phase. Let's see what horrible things happen to us. So, first off, we move the omen track. There are no green gates, but there are 2 Eldritch tokens on that space, so Doom will advance by 2, so it's now down to 12. Then we will have a monster search, and there are no gates, so we will spawn a gate in Tunguska. So we will spawn a monster there too. We have got a cultist. Not that bad. Then we will spawn 2 clues. Let's see where the first one goes. It's not on this board, so we'll grab another one, not on this board. We have number 6, which is up here in America somewhere, or Mexico maybe. And then we will draw a second one, and it's in Tunguska as well. Say, blood flows. Strong grease, the old man told you. You've been wearing the pouch around your neck ever since New Orleans. You wanted to spill blood for you, he drawled. You has to spill your blood for the grease. Okay, the lead investigator discards 1 monster of his choice and loses health equal to its toughness. So we will actually discard this monster since it's a pain in my butt, and it also only has 1 toughness. So Mark will lose 1 stamina. But at least we get rid of Shadow the Goat. So I thought that was a pretty good mythos card, actually. That was that. Next round. Okay, so now we're on round 3. First we have Mark Harrigan, and he will try to move closer to the TikTok men, so he will prepare to travel and use the ticket right away, so he ends up here in India. Then we have Patrice. So she will move to Mark, and then she will trade with him, so she will get the Azathoth tablets. That's all that happens. Then we have Akashi. And I guess she will just focus again, or maybe try to buy something. Yeah, why not? She will try to buy something. She has 2 influence. Roll 2 dice, and she got no success whatsoever. We won't discard anything in there, I don't think so, no. It's not worth getting another debt condition, I don't feel like that right now. And she will move to the Amazon, try to close that gate. And then we have Norman Withers. So he will start by resting. So he will get 1 sanity back. That's about it. Then he will roll 1 die. And on a 5 or 6 he will get rid of that amnesia condition. And we got a 2, so he's still not very good at remembering things. Then he will try his Feed the Mind spell again. So lore -1, so 3 dice. Let's roll them, see what happens. So we got 1 success. So he will improve something. I think he will improve lore once again. So now he has his maximum lore, which is 5. Then we flip the card, and Wealth of Knowledge overwhelms your mind, and he loses 1 sanity. So the sanity we just recovered is gone again, but at least his lore is better. Okay, now we have the encounter phase. We start with Mark, and he's in a generic city. Okay, a group of intimidating syndicate members demand you pay them for protection. You offer the well-dressed men what you can afford. Influence, test influence, so he has 2 influence. And he succeed. So nothing happens. If we would have failed, he would have gotten a leg injury. Thank God we won't have to deal with that. Then it's Patrice, and she's also in the same generic city. So grifters have chosen you to be their next mark. You plan on turning the tables with a few tricks of your own. Test observation -1. She has 3 observation, so 2 dice. And she fails. Okay. Nothing to do about that, sadly. We can spend the clue to reroll 1 die, but is it worth it? Ah, what the hey, we might. Yeah, we will spend this clue. So she will reroll 1 die. And it's a success. Well worth it. So if you pass, you end up with the money and an impressive reputation. Improve influence. Not a bad deal, if I may say so myself. So now she has 3 influence. And that was all of the encounter. Then we have Akashi, and she will try to close that gate. So she winded up in the Great Hall of Celano. The book you're looking for is not on its proper shelf. You search the surrounding area, but after long hours you have lost the will to keep searching. Test will. So 4 dice. She is also focused, which might help. And we succeeded. 1-6 is a success. Okay. The tome was hidden at the back of the shelf. Opening it up, you find a series of handwritten instructions scrawled in the margin. You follow the instructions to the best of your understanding. Test lore. She has 3 lore. So let's roll 3 dice. And we have a success again. If you pass, close this gate. Yay. So we closed the gate in the Amazons. So what was her ability again when we closed the gate? When you close a gate during an otherworld encounter, you may move to any space containing a clue or a gate. So should we try to close the gate? Or what should we do? Maybe... yeah, she'll move up to this gate and clue. See if we can do something about the cultist. Okay, then we have a Norman again, and he's still in London trying to spawn more gates, or clues I mean. Okay, London, you try to schedule a meeting with D.G. Hogarth, President of the Royal Geographic Society. Test influence, and he only has 1 die. So this won't be easy. But we got a 6, believe it or not. Hooray. So, if you pass, the distinguished explorer shares his fascinating tales spawn 2 clues. Finally spawning some clues out of London. So we got these 2. One at number 2 up here, next to San Francisco, and 1 in the heart of Africa. So now we will try to hoof it towards the TikTok men so the thing won't trigger too fast. I forgot to put this Otherworld encounter card away. So that was the encounter phase, and now we will draw another Mythos card. So this time we have the Omen track moves. So it moves to the blue marker. We have 1 gate containing the blue Omen. So it moves down by 1. Then we have Reckoning effect. So first we have monsters. So nothing happens because the cultist does nothing here. TikTok men, they do nothing. Then we have the ancient one, which does nothing, and then we have the Mythos cards in play. So we will discard 1 Eldritch token from this rumor, and now we have only 2 of them left. And then we have the conditions. So we will start by dealing with Patrice's debt. Unwilling servant. A sorcerer holds you down and carves a symbol into your forehead. Time to pay what you owe, he says. You attempt to dispel the darkness that fills your thoughts. Test lore. So she has 3 lore, thankfully. So at least we have somewhat of a decent chance. And we have 2 successes. Great. So nothing else happens, and we discard this card. Seems like it was a good decision to gain that debt. And then we have Norman, who will test will, which is 4 die, because of his amnesia here. And we got 2 successes, so nothing happens. And then we move on with the event of the card. So, Hunter becomes the hunted. You keep replaying the struggle in your mind. Just as you gain the upper hand, a smug expression crept over the monstrosity's face. Just for an instant. What did that abomination know that you didn't? Each investigator on a space containing a monster gains a hunted condition. So, in this case, only Akashi. but it's no good to have a hunting condition on you. It's really annoying. So we will try to find one here. Something. And that was the end of round 3, or turn 3. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Goodbye.